Hey everyone, my name is Eileen. I'm the owner of Wicked Rebels. Today I'm going to be talking about my journey on Etsy. I started on the platform about 4 months ago. There's a lot of little tricks that I've learned and things I've observed along the way that I kind of just want to give back to other business owners and help you guys through the platform. Hopefully everything that I say helps you. Etsy overall is a great platform. I highly recommend it for beginners selling online. And the reason why is because it's super user friendly. It's easy to put products up, and Etsy basically rewards you for doing better every time. So the more that you put into your work, the more that it rewards you later down the line. And I'll get to that later. But just with these pros, there's also cons, like very minor in my opinion. Like there's lots of competition, but again, that's everywhere. And also you run the risk of getting copyrighted. So if your products aren't original or like original designs, you may get them taken down by people who are hired by these companies to come and search and make sure that you're not selling their designs on like mugs or t-shirts. For example, like if you went and got a Lilo and Stitch design and you put it on a mug, they will take that down. So keep those things in mind moving forward. So as I mentioned before, I've been on Etsy for 4 months and I'm super excited to have made it to $1,000 in sales finally. For many of you, it might not be a big deal, but for me, it means so much because I was selling things that were worth like $12 to like $14. So it was gonna take me forever to get to 1,000, but we finally did it. So heck yeah. Pat yourself on the back too if you finally got there. There's lots of tiny little things that I learned that got me to $1,000 in sales a lot faster. The first one being that instead of just sticking to art prints, I tried to transition into something recently, and it was a big change for our brand, but I think it was a big change for the better. So we started with art prints and now we made our designs onto clothing. And obviously when you start with selling, art prints from $12, $14, and then you put your designs onto something that's worth like $30 to, $80, you're going to start making way more money. So this last month we made like a decent amount because we were selling things that were worth more. So also think about that. Don't stick to one type of product. Like try to grow and sell bigger things that are going to get you to your goal a lot faster. So the main thing overall that you really need to focus on are your listings. The effort that you're applying into filling out all of those little subject categories like description, your title, your attributes, your tags, all of those things matter. And I'm going to tell you why. For me, for example, when I first started, I didn't really put that much effort because I didn't really think you needed to. Like I thought like tattoo art flash print was enough and someone would find it eventually, but it really does make a difference. Like you have to specify what it is, what kind of paper you're using, or what kind of materials you're using. All of those little things matter. So you want to make a really good title, really eye-catching, descriptive title. Use all the little characters in the bar if you have to. Make sure you fill out all of those attributes. And what I mean by attributes is like, it's going to ask you primary color, or what size is it, or what material is it made out of. Things like that. Make sure you fill them out. Even if it says optional, I'm telling you, it's a trick. Like they're testing you. Fill it out. And also like your description, make it nice, make it convincing. Tell the person why they should buy your product. I mean, don't be too like pushy, but like tell them why. Like what do you love about it that, is going to get them to purchase it versus like buying a sweater that millions of other people are selling, Try to tell them why. And then the next thing would be the tags. So the tags were the hardest thing for me because I thought you could just put like whatever tags on there, like red, yellow, just some bullshit tags. But honestly, it also matters. You have to be thoughtful in the process, and I'll get to like tags separately because I want to walk you through like the photos and like what I learned through each thing. So let's start with photos. So product images are also really important because that's the basically first impression one of your customers is going to get on your product. So you want to make sure that you take a really nice photo, either on a solid background or if it's like clothing, I recommend to have a model wearing it because I've noticed that people are more prone to clicking on my product that has a real person wearing it versus one that's just put up on like a sweater put up on a solid background. Like I've tested it. I've had sweaters on just solid backgrounds and then I've had sweaters with people wearing them, and people wearing them gets the most attention. So that's my advice to you. The next thing would be is if you don't have people that can model it or don't know like how to take pictures, that's totally fine. You don't have to be a professional. There are other resources to look into that can offer free mockups. Free mockups of like, let's say you sell mugs, just type into Google free mockups of mugs, or like free hoodie mockups if you just want to put your design over something and you don't want to make the product yet. If you don't have it and just want to see if it actually sells, try those things before making a whole bunch of inventory. But that's just my tip. I'm not super computer savvy. Thankfully, my partner in this business is, so he's been able to help me. But that's where I would have started, would be to just like Google free mockups. And that way you don't have to stress about taking, photos of things. I wouldn't even know where to start. And the next thing is Etsy's SEO, which is search engine optimization. So basically, Etsy is just like a search engine. You want to make sure in that little product tag description bar that you look up what you're selling on Etsy in the search bar. So if you're selling mugs, type in mugs. And then if you scroll all the way down, you'll see what like common little things are that people search. Use those as your tags because you want to be on that common page where people are looking for mugs. Now, if you have more specific mugs, also add that into your tags, but try to incorporate what, all these people that are on the top page are using. So that's what I've been doing on my listings is typing up like hoodie or like tattoo art print, and then I'm seeing that like people are putting certain things. So I'm putting those in my tags, and guess what? I'm going higher and higher on the pages, and I'm seeing more results that way. So this is just a little tip that I'm giving you guys. I do advise to change it constantly too if you notice that it's not working. Again, Etsy really likes when you're working on your listings like often. They will reward you and send more traffic to your shop. And Etsy also does offer this really cool feature. It's called Star Seller. So once you've been selling for a little bit and you meet their certain requirements, you get this little purple star thing that says Star Seller next to your listing title. And basically, this means that you respond to messages like on time, you ship stuff on time, and that you have 5-star reviews. Your shop is great. So a lot of people that haven't met these requirements yet don't have that next to their listings. So let me put this in a different perspective for you. Let's say you're shopping for a t-shirt and you find 2 t-shirts. One that says one that says Star Seller and the other one that says not Star Seller. And the Star Seller one has 5-star reviews, the other one has 3. Which one are you gonna go for? I mean, I personally, before I started selling on Etsy, would go for the one that had the 5-star reviews with the Star Seller on it versus the one that didn't, because I want to make sure I'm getting a good product. I want to make sure that it's getting there on time and it's not going to take like 3 months to get to my house. I'm going to go with the best person. I know some people say they don't care, but that's just my opinion. So I would shoot to be better than somebody else. So if you're going to shoot for a Star Seller, I recommend it. Just do it because it's going to set you aside from everybody else. And that's how you're going to get sales, by being different from everybody else. So overall, Etsy is awesome. It's really good for beginners, and it's better to start there than anywhere else, in my opinion. Everywhere else requires a little bit more experience. But once you have that going, I do recommend to try to go outside of Etsy because there's better platforms that can help you actually learn something in return to be better next time. For example, I use Shopify for my website, and I think it's great. You get to see where the traffic is coming from, like what cities, what states, what countries. And that's really helpful because it helps you understand where your demographic is. Like what cities are, getting excited to see your products. Maybe you should attend like a pop-up event or pop-up market in that city because people like it there. And then it also helps you see like how many live visitors you have, and also helps you start your marketing. And I think this is the biggest thing that Etsy doesn't let me do is start like email marketing with my customers. And this is important because if you're having sales or you're releasing new products, marketing is going to help get those people become aware of like what you're releasing. So that's a great thing about Shopify. And Shopify is pretty easy to use. Like once you start getting Etsy going, you'll be able to figure it out. And then there's also great tools like YouTube and stuff like that that are going to help you along the way. There's no doubt in my mind that you can't figure it out. But if you have any questions, of course, you can comment below. Thank you so much for watching. We are releasing some new couples matching Valentine's Day inspired t-shirts, sweatshirts, and hoodies. So check those out on wickedrebels.com. Anyways, good luck with your future ventures, and thanks for watching.